Today, you are going to improve your English while learning the inspiring life story of Steve Jobs. This lesson is specially designed to improve your English listening skills. It will also help you improve your vocabulary, your pronunciation, your speaking confidence, and your English fluency. As you listen to this story, pay attention to every word. Notice the pronunciation. Understand the meaning. Then repeat every sentence after the pause. This learning method is called shadowing. Shadowing is one of the fastest ways to improve your English speaking skills. Now, let's begin. Who was Steve Jobs? Steve Jobs was one of the greatest innovators in modern history. He was the co-founder of Apple. Apple became one of the world's most successful technology companies. Millions of people use Apple products every day. The iPhone, the Mac, the iPad, the Apple Watch, and many other innovative products. Steve Jobs believed that technology should be simple, beautiful, easy to use, and useful for everyone. He once said that innovation distinguishes a leader from a follower. Throughout his life, he challenged traditional thinking. He inspired millions of people. He changed the way the world communicates. But Steve Jobs' life was not always easy. He experienced failure, rejection, criticism, and many difficult moments. Yet, he never stopped believing in his vision. His story teaches us that success is not about being perfect. It is about learning, growing, improving, and never giving up. Steve Jobs believed that people should follow their passion. He believed that creativity could change the world. He believed that ordinary people could build extraordinary things. His ideas influenced technology, business, education, music, movies, and communication. Today, people all over the world continue using products inspired by his vision. This lesson is not only about Steve Jobs. It is also about improving your English. Do not worry if you cannot understand every word. That is completely normal. Keep listening. Keep repeating. Keep practicing. Every lesson makes you a better English speaker. Remember, every fluent English speaker was once a beginner. Every successful entrepreneur once started with a dream. Every great invention began with one simple idea. Your English journey starts today. Believe in yourself. Believe in your dreams. Believe in your ability to improve. Practice a little every day. And one day, you will speak English with confidence. Now, take a deep breath. Relax. Listen carefully. And enjoy learning English through the inspiring life story of Steve Jobs. English vocabulary. Innovation. Creating new ideas, products, or methods. Vision. A clear idea of the future. Creativity. The ability to create new and original ideas. Passion. A strong love or enthusiasm for something. Entrepreneur. A person who starts and manages a business. Repeat after me. I believe in my dreams. Creativity changes the world. Innovation begins with an idea. I improve my English every day. Every lesson makes me stronger. I enjoy learning new skills. Practice leads to success. I believe in lifelong learning. I never stop improving. In the next chapter, we will travel back to Steve Jobs' childhood and discover how an adopted boy with endless curiosity developed a passion for electronics, creativity, and innovation that would eventually change the world forever. We will travel back to the beginning of Steve Jobs' life. Every great success story starts with a childhood. Steve Jobs' story is unique. It teaches us that our beginnings do not determine our future. Steve Jobs was born on February 24, 1955, in San Francisco. Before he was born, his biological parents decided they could not raise him. They wanted him to have a better future. Soon after his birth, Steve was adopted by a loving couple. Their names were Paul Jobs and Clara Jobs. Paul Jobs worked as a mechanic. He enjoyed repairing machines and building things with his hands. From an early age, Steve watched his father carefully. He learned how to use simple tools. He learned how to fix broken objects. His father often said, "If you build something, build it well." This lesson stayed with Steve for the rest of his life. Steve's mother, Clara, encouraged him to read and learn. She taught him how to read before he started school. Because of this, Steve developed a love for books and learning at a very young age. As a child, Steve was extremely curious. He always wanted to know how things work. He asked many questions. Sometimes so many questions that adults found it difficult to answer them all. Instead of simply accepting information, Steve liked to explore and discover things by himself. His curiosity made him different from many other children. Sometimes his teachers thought he was difficult because he became bored with simple lessons. He preferred solving challenging problems. He enjoyed thinking creatively. He loved finding new ideas. Steve grew up in an area where many engineers lived. Several of his neighbors worked in the electronics industry. Sometimes they showed young Steve different electronic parts. They explained how radios and other devices work. These experiences fascinated him. He became interested in electronics. He wanted to build things with his own hands. During weekends, Steve often helped his father repair old machines. Together, they worked in the family garage. The garage became Steve's first classroom. There, he learned an important lesson. Details matter. Even the parts that people cannot see should be made with care and quality. This idea later became one of the most important principles at Apple. As Steve became older, his interest in electronics continued to grow. He spent hours taking machines apart. Then he tried to put them back together again. Sometimes he succeeded. Sometimes he made mistakes. But every mistake helped him learn. Steve believed that learning comes from experience. He was never afraid to try something new. His childhood teaches us an important lesson. Curiosity is the beginning of creativity. Creativity leads to innovation. Innovation can change the world. You do not need expensive equipment to begin learning. You only need curiosity, patience, practice, and the courage to keep asking questions. One curious child working in a small garage would later help create one of the world's most valuable technology companies. English vocabulary. Adopt. To legally take another person's child into your family and raise them. Curiosity. A strong desire to learn or know something. Mechanic. A person who repairs machines and vehicles. Electronics. Technology that uses electrical circuits and devices. Creativity. The ability to produce new ideas or solve problems in original ways. Repeat after me. I am curious about the world. Every question helps me learn. Creativity begins with curiosity. Practice improves my skills. I learn from my mistakes. Every day is a new opportunity. I believe in myself. I never stop learning. Small ideas can create big changes. Transition to Chapter 3. As Steve Jobs grew older, his love for electronics became even stronger. Soon, he met a brilliant young engineer named Steve Wozniak. Their friendship would change the history of technology forever. In the next chapter, we will discover how Steve Jobs met Steve Wozniak, attended Reed College, and learned lessons that later shaped Apple's revolutionary products. We will discover how Steve Jobs' school life shaped his future. We will also learn how he met his best friend and future business partner. As Steve Jobs grew older, his interest in electronics became stronger every year. He enjoyed learning new things. He enjoyed building electronic devices. He believed that technology could improve people's lives. During high school, Steve met another young man who loved electronics just as much as he did. His name was Steve Wozniak. Most people called him Woz. Steve Wozniak was several years older than Steve Jobs. He was an excellent engineer. He loved designing computers. He enjoyed solving technical problems. The two Steves quickly became close friends. They shared the same passion for electronics. They spent many hours discussing new ideas. Sometimes they worked late into the night building electronic projects together. Steve Jobs admired Wozniak's technical skills. Wozniak admired Steve Jobs' creativity and vision. Together, they made a powerful team. One of their first projects was a device called the Blue Box. The Blue Box demonstrated their ability to design complex electronic equipment. Working on this project taught them an important lesson. Great ideas become successful when talented people work together. After finishing high school, Steve Jobs enrolled at Reed College in Portland. Reed College was known for encouraging creativity and independent thinking. Steve enjoyed learning, but he soon realized that college was very expensive. His adoptive parents had worked hard to save money for his education. Steve did not want them to spend their life savings on classes that did not interest him. After only a few months, he made a difficult decision. He officially dropped out of college. This was a risky decision. Many people believed he was making a mistake. But Steve continued learning in his own way. Even though he was no longer an official student, he continued attending classes that interested him. One of those classes was calligraphy. Calligraphy is the art of beautiful handwriting and lettering. At that time, Steve had no idea how this class would help him. He simply enjoyed learning something beautiful. Years later, when Apple designed the Macintosh computer, Steve remembered those calligraphy lessons. Despite these challenges, he never lost his passion for learning. He believed that every difficult experience made him stronger. His curiosity continued to guide him. His imagination continued to grow. His friendship with Steve Wozniak became even stronger. Together, they dreamed of building computers that ordinary people could use. That dream would soon become a reality. A small garage. A few tools. Two young dreamers. These simple beginnings would eventually create one of the world's most valuable companies. English vocabulary. Calligraphy. The art of beautiful handwriting. Typography. The style and appearance of printed letters. Creativity. The ability to create original ideas. Vision. A clear picture of the future. Partnership. Two or more people working together toward a common goal. Repeat after me. Learning never goes to waste. Every skill has value. Creativity makes life beautiful. I learn something new every day. Teamwork creates success. My curiosity helps me grow. Every challenge makes me stronger. I believe in my dreams. Small beginnings create great success. Congratulations! You have successfully completed today's English listening practice through the inspiring life story of Steve Jobs. Today, you learned much more than English. You learned that curiosity leads to creativity. You learned that passion creates purpose. You learned that every great success begins with one simple idea. Steve Jobs once believed that people who are crazy enough to think they can change the world are often the ones who do. His life reminds us that success is not about where you start. It is about how much you are willing to learn, how hard you are willing to work, and how strongly you believe in your dreams. Remember, every expert was once a beginner. Every inventor once had only an idea. Every entrepreneur once faced fear and uncertainty. But they continued moving forward. If Steve Jobs could build one of the world's most valuable technology companies from a small garage, you can also build a successful future through consistent learning and determination. Learning English is more than memorizing words. It is about opening new opportunities, communicating with people around the world, building confidence, and achieving your personal and professional goals. Practice English every single day. Read books. Listen to English stories. Speak without fear. And never stop improving. Even 10 minutes of daily practice can transform your English over time. Stay curious. Stay creative. Stay confident. And always keep learning. If you enjoyed this lesson, please support the channel. Click the like button. Subscribe to Fluent English Teacher. Turn on the notification bell. And share this lesson with your friends and family who want to improve their English. On this channel, you will find English listening practice, English shadowing practice, English speaking practice, vocabulary lessons, pronunciation training, business English, motivational success stories, and inspiring biographies of world-famous leaders, entrepreneurs, scientists, and innovators. Our upcoming lessons include inspiring stories about Bill Gates, Elon Musk, Warren Buffett, Cristiano Ronaldo, Lionel Messi, and many more inspiring personalities. Thank you for spending your valuable time with me today. Keep reading. Keep listening. Keep speaking. Keep practicing. And never stop learning. This is Fluent English Teacher. I'll see you in the next English listening practice lesson. Until then, take care.